We're back, and now I want to talk about where is Foretop today. And we kind of already talked about some of the things you're doing. You're looking to ESOPs. Like, how did you find yourself exploring this as an option, and why?
Well, as a partnership group, we discussed and Doug, our partner Doug, he kind of like headed this up. Doug's kind of our spokesperson for the group, which is great. All right, what are we going to do? David, you're the oldest. When do you want to retire? I don't know. This has been a long haul in the restaurant world. I'd like to spend more time with my grandkids and, as I get older, but I don't want to completely get out of it either. So, do we want to go find somebody to buy the company and just tell everybody bye-bye like happened before? Or do we want to do something else maybe? And Doug brought up the ESOP, so we started researching ESOP. And
when did you start researching? What won't take us?
Recent? Do what now?
How recent was this?
We did the transaction 2 years ago, but this probably started about 4 years ago. I don't know, 3,
like
4
right during the
years ago.
pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, right after or right, during it. And it wasn't a plan like, oh, this was crazy. We're going to get out of this and we're never going through this again, blah, blah, blah. That's not why. It was just we wanted to be good stewards of the company and have a game plan down.
Yeah.
Instead of going, okay, I'm ready to quit. I want to retire, blah, blah, blah. Let's go find somebody to buy us out.
Well, I think that's one of the cool things about offering equity in partnership for your members as you grow. Because eventually you're going to transition out. And when you do, you already have owners there. And if you have a program set up in place, they can just buy your shares, and you've already kind of promoted them from employee, or you've sought them out to be a partner. So they have the same values as you because you cherry picked them. So ESOP stands for Employee Stock Ownership Program. What were the challenges of looking into an ESOP?
Do an evaluation and all the legal structure you have to have in place and all the regulations, because it's highly regulated through the U.S. government. They encourage ESOPs, and there's some good tax benefits for the company for ESOPs. And what most staff members don't understand is, once you put this in place, your stock is paid for through the performance of the company. So there's no hard money that comes out of the employee's pocket. The company pays for it. So your role, ownership role, is to take care of the company, which means take care of the people around you, take care of the product, take care of the guests coming in.
Yeah. So I did an episode with Corey Rosen, the founder of National Center for Employee Ownership. Are you familiar with this company?
Yeah. No, I'm not.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So that was episode 845. We recorded that in 2021. If you are listening to this and you want to check out a full conversation about this. So break down what you just said to me a little bit more. So the company owns the stock. So I'm assuming the company as an entity, whether like it's a limited liability or an S corp, owns the stock, meaning the value of the company.
Yeah, so you got to get a value on the company, which goes back to why we had to try to buy out our partners in Sombre and Anjou. So once all that got out of the way, we took all our different entities and pulled them all into one entity called Foretop Hospitality. Then we went out and got a valuation done on it, and then we're like, okay, are we going to sell 100% of this stock and just turn it all over to the employees, and we're going to continue to still run it as an employee, or do we want to stair-step it? We stair-stepped it. So we took
Stair-step it?
Well, we took everything and molded it into one company, Foretop Hospitality, but we only sold 49% of the stock, okay? And the cash that we have built up paid for part of that stock. And then we did a seller's note that we all have that the company pays that seller's note, okay? And then we financed a little bit of it.
What is a seller's note?
Seller's note is like a note that we sold to Foretop Hospitality that pays us back for the purchase of the 49% of shares. And it can get really complicated, but I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can.
Well, I know, and I appreciate that. And I mean, we don't talk, like, restaurant people don't always talk about this stuff until they have to talk about it. But it's a lot, like, even the words you're using are foreign sometimes. Like, what is exactly a note? Is it what you owe somebody?
Yes, it's like, you know how you go get a car loan from the bank?
It's a note.
Well, that's a note.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a seller's note, which
IOU
I have.
note.
It's an IOU.
Yeah.
I've got an IOU with Four Top Hospitality, and I'm expecting Four Top Hospitality to pay that seller's note so that I get paid that money for what I sold 49% of the stock for.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think what's hard for people to understand is that when you create an entity, it's literally treated by law as a person. Mm-hmm. And that's why the liability is off of you, because you're saying we just invented this thing. That is
yeah, but there's there's liability there because we have our name on some of the leases where the restaurants are. I have a vested interest. I want my money out of that seller's note, so we have a vested interest to make sure this company performs.
Right.
And then we still own 51% of the remaining stock, so we still control this company. And our game plan is we promoted some individuals to oversee the Nashville, Huntsville market and the Memphis and Jackson market. And we're hoping they're going to step up so that we can step back. And then once we get to a certain point, we're going to sell the remaining 51% of the stock to the ESOP, which is Four Top Hospitality. Our goal is to become 100% employee-owned company.
Okay. So aside from the fact of, a more equitable business model for more people, what are the other benefits of an ESOP?
It ties the community into the businesses. That's the beauty of an ESOP. You're
Treat it like you own it.
That's right. You're local people in this area right here have a piece of this pie right here. Mm-hmm. They work for this restaurant, this business, and they own a little portion of the pie.
They're going to show up differently for that.
We hope so,
yeah.
But you have to build it into the culture, and we're in the culture mode right now to get the staff to understand really what this is all about. And they really do have something that there's a 5-year vesting program, but they really do have something they're building cash value in.
So what is the biggest resistance in building that culture, the challenge in building that culture?
Just to get them to understand that whole concept that they actually, what do you mean I own some of this? I didn't pay for anything. Well, no, you didn't pay for anything. You're paying it through your work.
Sweat equity.
And your performance.
Yeah.
You're building sweat equity, and it's in a piece of paper, which is stock, and then we're obligated to pay you back when you're fully 100% invested.
So you're not forcing, but you're giving people a reason to stick around.
That's right.
So now money is not being wasted on training and developing people, but it's going back into the company. You're creating loyalty, or the other things that were going through my mind. But I think the other really important thing that I want to point out, and you're living the Restaurant Unstoppable mission to inspire, empower, and transform the industry, is you're educating your employees, frontline workers, that wouldn't, you go back 20 or 30 years ago, restaurant owners wouldn't invest that time and energy to educate them on how to be smart with their time and energy.
Right. That's exactly right. Yes, I know exactly what you're saying.
And this is how we're going to change the world, is by, as you have a moral obligation as a restaurant owner to lift up the people around you.
That's exactly right.
And then when you do that, they turn around, to your point, lift up the community. Mm-hmm. And if we have restaurants all across the world thinking like this, you're going to sit here and look at me across the table and tell me we can't change the world?
Yeah.
Like, it's totally there.
There's like a spider web. Everybody's connected in some fashion, some way.
Yeah.
They just are.
But we have to get this information out. Mm-hmm. We have to inspire other owners to think like this. Mm-hmm. And I think the initial thought is, like, I work so hard, I don't want to give up stock in the business that I spent all this time growing. But, like, why is that not the right mindset?
I think you have people out there that have that me personality, and it's all about me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not one to judge people. I can judge myself based on my decisions, and I really try to think through my decisions that benefit other people as well, to the positive. Say that one more time and get back focused on it.
Yeah. So this idea of the benefit of having an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of restaurant owners have a scarcity mindset, but what are the benefits of having an abundance mindset?
It's just it's easier to manage people because you can't. There's no way you can't do a restaurant. You can't run a restaurant by yourself. You have to surround yourself with people.
Right. Yeah.
To help you get the job done.
But what reason are you giving them to come surround themselves with you? Right.
I hope that I'm able to leave something with them, that inspires them in their work-life journey and even in their personal journey. I even back to the simplicity. The restaurant business is simple. You never know what kind of impact you have on somebody just by walking in the door and saying, "Hey, good morning." Well, golly, that guy was nice to me. There's so many people out there that just don't have that mindset.
Yeah.
You just take care of people. You inspire people, and they'll take care of you.
At the end of the day, it's really all we need is each other.
It is.
And that's why one of the reasons why I love studying human behavior and human psychology and human evolution. We're meant to be tribal. We thrive on being seen and valued. And beyond that, like personal growth and finding your purpose in life. But being able to see somebody is pretty attainable. Like we all can do that.
Right.
One thing I want to make sure that comes out. I'm aware that one of the challenges of an ESOP is the initial cost to do an ESOP, upwards of $100,000 for lawyers. Is that accurate?
It costs a little more than that on our side.
Wow.
Maybe because it was maybe a larger transaction. I don't know, but it was
Do you think
substantial.
Do you think it's an issue that it costs so much money to do the right thing?
It can be. We didn't second guess it. I mean, we knew it was expensive. It's not like we want to go out and just blow $150, $200, whatever it was, somewhere in that range. $1,000 was a lot of money. But we care about this company so much, and we care about the employees. We have employees that have been with us for over 30 years.
Yeah.
35. I mean, seriously. We just didn't think twice about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.